Hello, my name is Zaid, and for my Capstone project, I created a rock ballad lasting for about 7.5 minutes, which is full of many fundamental musical changes in genre, key, tempo, and texture. I have enjoyed, performed, played, and created rock songs my entire life, but I have never created anything this big or complex before. At first, I didn't think I could do it. I thought layering and flowing all these sounds would be an impossible task to undertake, but I really surprised myself when I finished, and felt proud of my skills as a musician and a producer. You may be asking yourself, what is a rock ballad? Well, a ballad in general is just a song that has a deeper meaning behind it. The singer or the musician probably wrote it because it relates to his or her life experiences. A rock ballad is the exact same thing, but it's in the genre of rock. You see, these types of giant songs generally take a very long time to put together and are done by professionals and studio musicians. Or they're not usually done by people like me who are trapped in their homes during a pandemic. Anyway, I decided to create said ballad on my all-time favorite musician, John Lennon. He has inspired my musical tastes and is behind one of my favorite childhood memories of listening to music. He has created many rock ballads himself. Songs like A Day in the Life of the Beatles or Imagine in his solo career are one of the most famous. Unfortunately, John's career was cut when a madman by the name of Mark David Chapman shot him dead in 1980 in New York City. His legacy continues to prevail, and as the lyric in my song goes, his peace and love will never die. Now, I'm going to go into more detail about how exactly I created the ballad of John Lennon. First, I started with taking inspiration from other similar songs like the one I wanted to create. This was hard because this genre is quite limited and I wanted to do something completely original. Anyway, I want to discuss my research at this stage because it might be a bit complicated for someone who doesn't understand music theory. So basically, I created this exact layout which explains different sections for the ballad and their specifics. First, I started with a new wave African intro. This has no singing and provides an offbeat feel to the listener. These are the following instruments and softwares I used to create this. I used African-like rhythms on the top. Moving on to the next section is the piano intro, which sets the rhythm/chord changes for the rest of the song. I thought of this section first when creating the song and decided to add the other sections on top of it. These chord changes are actually quite unique and haven't been used in a lot of cases. Here are the specifics for this section. Chords are A, G, D, E, A, C, D, F, and the singing starts when the acoustic guitar and drum beats get faster. There are vocal harmonies in the song, and it ends on an E7 chord, which provides an edge to the song. The synth bass, not the guitar bass, is only playing the root notes in a form-like pattern, or in a chromatic-like pattern. On to my favorite section of the song, which is the punk rock section. It is supposed to provide a shock for the listener after the soft guitar and piano, which would be unexpected in the song. But that's what I love about the genre. You can fit so many things into one giant melody and it sounds fantastic. Here are the specifics for the punk rock section. The same chords as piano intro, but they're going down in 5 chords. So A5, G5, D5, and E5, and the same other chords as well for the bridge. All downstrokes with heavy distortion for the guitar. Same bass line, except obviously it's faster, it's in a faster tempo, it's in 141, and the vocals have more of an edge to them. It ends on 2 vocals singing, no vocal harmonies, but it ends on a da-da-da pattern with an E7 ending. There's also heavy rock drums from the drum machine using GarageBand. Next, we have the folk section, which has no vocals whatsoever, and is meant to be a relief from the hardcore punk before. It uses softer instruments like acoustic guitar, ukulele, and no drums throughout. Here are the specifics. The chord sequence is different. It's B, E, F sharp, and B, F sharp 3. It ends with a fast, up-down strumming pattern on the F sharp 7 chord. And there's no bass line. The acoustic and lead guitar are the only instruments used other than ukulele. No drums as well. And like I said, there's no lyrics or singing in this entire section. On to the final section of layout, which is the piano outro and doesn't differ from the piano intro, except it's in a different key, causing there to be a higher difference. The specifics are, it's the same lyrics as the piano intro, same melody, but different lyrics, and same chord progressions in number scale, and rhythm and the bass line and the drum line are the exact same. On to recording. This was the hardest part of creating the song because it was quite difficult to layer all the tracks together and make them flow as one song rather than 5 individual songs. This took a lot of time and effort, and I remember being so focused and exhausted at this stage that I wanted to give up and ask for another topic. Anyway, thank God I didn't, because I wouldn't have learned so much about myself if it weren't for this project. Anyway, here are the specifics to what I did for recording. I had already recorded the drum track on GarageBand and intended to use that because I didn't have electric or acoustic drums that I could use. I used the layout to figure out everything I needed for the drums and for all the instrumentals. I also used a recording software called Mixpad Multitrack, which I used to put all the tracks together and used for effects also. Many people tend to have everything set before recording, like track sequences, sound effects, etc. I personally like to add minor things while I'm recording and using the track as a background to add more sounds to the song. This provides me with more of a broader feel for the song, and I can change more things rather than just sticking to a layout. It may seem like a better idea to form the lyrics before the recording process, but I already composed the melody so that I can record everything after that. There also may be a bit of static and fuzzy noises because I am doing this from my house and not a recording studio like how I originally intended. The basic idea of what I'm doing is layering tracks for each instrument of the section together, along with editing them together to get the medians I need. I am also recording adding effects to my instrument, like distortion for the punk rock section, a phaser effect for the new wave sound effects and percussion intro, and a low pass / noise gate effect pedal for the synth bass. I know that recording all in all didn't come out to be perfect, but I did work on it hours on end and tried to make it work so it would sound like a real song. These two pictures show my initial recording setup for both the punk rock section and for the folk section. You can see I used the guitar here, and this is for the piano punk rock section. These are my initial recording setups. It has come to the point in the presentation where I'd like to see if the audience has any questions for me during this presentation.
What was the hardest challenge when creating this song?
Okay, so the hardest challenge would probably have been when I was recording and had to layer all the tracks together and make them sound as one track rather than 5 different tracks. That was really hard because, there's 5 different sounding sections and they're not really the same.
Who did the vocals?
I originally intended for my cousin, who's a singer, to do the vocals. She also wanted to do them, but she was very busy and she went away for the weekend, so she couldn't do them when I had intended to do them. And I decided to look on the web on websites like Fiverr, but the hiring rate was between $75 to $150, and I wasn't gonna pay that much money, so I decided to do them myself. I would like to thank you for listening to me. I would also need to give credit to my band teacher / mentor, Mr. Lowe. He motivated me with his words and gave me tips / advice during his mentor checkups while completing this project. I had a blast creating this song, and it will be a milestone I will always remember. Goodbye, and have a wonderful summer.